Okay, I'm gonna try to make this one quick. This is gonna be two-handed weapons. So, what you want to do is find your two-handed weapon, and you want to go into Blender. And it's gonna be similar setup from last time if you still have your project. So, what we're going to do is we're gonna get our bayonet back. I'm gonna actually delete this armature and delete the sword. And now we're going X forward because our weapon is going to be facing this way. So we're going to do R, Y, -90. There we go. And then what we want to do is we want to go here, go to Documents, Downloads, get our two-handed weapon. We're going to import it. And delete those two. There we go. So there's just the straight battle axe from Fab. Delete all the roots, all the extra stuff, you don't need it. And it has a modifier too, we're going to just get rid of that. And it has a vertex group, going to get rid of that. And we're going to just R, Z 90, we're going to do R, Y 90, there we go. And it looks already kind of to scale, but it looks pretty small, so we're going to increase the size of it. We're just going to flip through this just to see if it fits. Heck, we could put in wireframe to see it better. And we're going to actually move it a bit forward. We want our grab point to be there. Right click, set origin to 3D cursing because that's where we're going to be grabbing it. We can hide our bayonet now. We're going to go back to solid mode just to preview it, or we can see the actual shaders. But now what we want to do is everything is the same except how we set it up in Unreal Engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to press tab. I'm actually going to rename this to Battle X. Control C. And we're going to make sure we're on faces, add a vertex group, paste the name so it's exact, assign it. We're going to go to object mode. We're going to do Shift A armature, scale it up. We're going to do R, Y 90. And then what we're going to do is Control A, all transforms. Make sure we do that with the axe 2. And we're going to go to the armature here, go to bone. We're going to rename that the same thing. And now we're going to click the mesh, shift click. Oh wait, we gotta go to armature. Go to armature again, make sure it's in front. Click the mesh, shift click the bone. Gonna do right click parent with empty groups, press G, make sure it works, Control Z to recenter it, go to oppose mode, click on the bone. Okay, it's attached, we're all good to go. And we're gonna go to shading real quick just to make sure our textures are not named right. That was expected. We're going to name this axe V1B. I'm going to go to metallic and roughness, and we're going to name this to axe V1MR. We're going to go to the normal map, and we're going to name axe V1N. There we go. Now we're just going to save these guys. So we're going to go to base color. We're going to go to image, save as. Make sure it's in documents, make sure it's the same name, and we're going to maximize the JPEG. There we go. Go to the metallic and roughness, and we're going to go to image, save as. We're going to make sure it is on JPEG, full quality, in documents, save as. We're going to go to our normal map, and we're going to go to image, save as. Make sure it's on JPEG, full quality. I'm going to do save as. There we go. So we have our textures, now we just got to export the mesh. So now what we want to do is we want to right click on our armature, select hierarchy. I don't know why it's inversed. It is kind of strange. That is strange. Yeah, that is strange. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go to File, I'm gonna go to Export, Export FBX, and we're gonna name this X. Actually, we're gonna name it Battle X V1. Enter. And from last tutorial, we made our own operator preset. Make sure it's set to visible and all this fancy stuff from the last tutorial. We're going to export it to our documents. Now we're going to open up Unreal Engine, and we are going to minimize this window. What the heck? I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go here and move this right here. Okay, we're going to go here. We're going to go to a folder where we have our two-handed weapons, and I'm going to create another folder. I'm going to name this Battle X. I'm going to create another folder named Mats. Create another folder named Textures. And create another folder named Model. And create another folder named BP for our blueprints. So we're going to go to Model, we're going to import. And we're just going to search up our battle axe. There we go. Open it, make sure we have no skeleton. We do not need to, we could create materials. Let import, that should be the only thing you see. And we got our base color and our normal. So we are going to select these two and bring them to our textures. We're going to move them there. And we have our material, but I'm going to not move it because I am short on time and saving it takes a second. So instead, we're going to go to textures and we're going to import the other two textures we had. So we're going to search up X, get our metallic and roughness. We're going to import again, and we're going to get our... Oh wait, there's only 3 of them. Okay, no, we're good. We're going to assign the proper texture group. So this is going to be weapon. Save, close that out. Go to MR, this is going to be weapon as well. And we're going to go to our normal and make sure it is on weapon normal map. Save. And we could close these guys to minimize more space. And now we want to go to our material. So let's go to model. Let's open up our material. So these guys are set and ready to go, as you can see. And we are going to open up our content drawer. We're going to go to UGC, two-handed, and we're going to go to battle axe, model, not model. We're going to go to textures, and we are going to grab our MR. Ruh-roh. Almost out of time there. And our green goes to our roughness, and our blue goes to our metallic. Move this guy back here. I'm going to save this real quick. It depends on your computer if this is any good or if it is quick at all. Okay, so you can see our material in here. Looks pretty good, matches what the description of what this is telling it. We're going to save it once more. We are going to then move this guy into his material folder in there. And now we just need to get our two-handed sockets. So we're going to set the LOD to 0.087 so people can see it from afar, so it looks cool. We're going to actually, before sockets, go to physics asset, same thing. Going to show primitives, going to show all bones, Going to add a box, going to delete the capsule. We are going to regenerate the box, and we are going to simulate generate hit events. So we set that guy up. We're going to go to our skeleton now. And this is where you would go and copy the accessory socket from the blowtorch or the bandage from the PAV examples in the items. But I already have that, so I'm just going to go to another one of these guys in here. I'm going to go to one of my knives in here. I'm going to go to skeleton tree, get the accessory and the stab and stab start, because that's what we need. We're going to go back here, right click on this guy. We're going to paste sockets. Our stab N, we can move up over here. And our stab start, we can put over here. And our accessory, this is where it's kind of important. We're going to need to rotate it. We are going to need to right click on that, add preview asset, and we're going to search up the same thing, Battle X. There we go. So see, it is off rotation because it looks like the rotation from Blender. For some reason, it'll always be like this, unless if it's straight for some reason. But we could rotate it back up, rotate it like this, save it. Make sure your relative location for your accessory is always 0, 0, 0, or else you will never be able to kill with these sockets. And now we could right click on our accessory, and we could remove all attached assets, because we just needed that to line it up properly. And now we can save this guy. So the sockets are set up, and now all we need to do is we need to duplicate one of these blueprints. So we're going to go here. We're just going to duplicate this guy, and you need 2 blueprints for this. You need a bayonet and a custom gun. And all it is with your custom gun is you move away the unnecessary parts and keep the offhand, dominant hand, 2-hand weapon in the mesh. The 2-hand grip and the mesh. So we're going to name this Battle Axe item. And we're going to move this into our Battle Axe blueprint. And we are going to duplicate this guy. And this is going to be Battle Axe underscore invisible bayonet. And there we go. So we're going to go to our blueprint, and we're going to go to our invisible bayonet. Open full blueprint editor. We're going to go to our viewport. And all we're going to do simply is just change the bayonet mesh in here. And this is going to be our battle axe. There we go. So all this is doing is it is restricting the area to grab, like I said in the last video. So we're just going to increase this. There we go. Okay, so that's set up. Now we're going to go to our actual blueprint, and this is where it gets a little smidgen tricky. Not really. Open full blueprint editor. We're going to go to our viewport, and there it is right there. So we are going to go to mesh, and see it says none. We're just going to select a random asset again. Okay. And we're going to select Battle X. There we go. And now we're going to move our 2-hand grip like right about here. And we're going to have the offhand's location stay the same. So make sure you have an animation that you want to see selected for here. And we're going to go to our normal blueprint up here. And the grip offset variable is how you move your offhand. So we're going to just move it along. Move it along. I would say right about there. Compile and save. And you want to copy this grip offset variable. Just search up grip. And we are going to paste that into the grip offset. So both of them match. Now, this is where also you want to make sure your magnetic grip sequence is just your dominant hand, so it's going to be that. And then this guy is your other hand sequence, which is in the offhand. Even though it doesn't visualize it, that's what it is. And you could add your own sounds, like I said earlier. And you could go to inventory. And this is going to be not holsters, but it's going to be back. And the last thing you want to make sure you do is go to your default attachments. You want to make sure this is selected to your invisible bayonet. So we're going to search invis. And it's right here. Because this is spawning the default, this is spawning with the default attachments, which is the bayonet, which is aligned perfectly with this, but you don't need it to be visible, so it's invisible. And from there, you should be set up. Two-hand grip and everything should be just fine. You don't need to mess with anything in here. So we're going to save that. And now to properly add this to your mod initializer, we're going to go to our UGC, mod initializer, and we have to add two IDs. So it is a custom gun disguised, well, it's a melee weapon disguised as a custom gun. So we're going to add this. We're going to name it Battle X. And we're going to select a gun class, and we're going to search up Battle X item. And the loot mesh is going to be the same thing. So we have our mesh, skeletal mesh, and all these you want to set to 0. And you want to go to the buy menu. If you want it to be buyable, go to gear. I'm just going to put it as a cheap price, 15 bucks. And now, so that spawns in the weapon, but it needs an attachment within the mod to spawn. So we're going to add our attachment. We're going to do invis underscore battle X. And we are going to select invis. Whoops. And it's right up here, battle axe, and we're going to do the same thing for the loot mesh. So we're going to do battle axe. And this is not going to be buyable. And then once you're done with that, you're all good to go. That is how you make a custom two-handed weapon. I will catch you later in another video, hopefully one day explaining how to make physical weapons.